What's going on, guys? What's cracking? So just a friendly reminder, just buy a V-band turbo. I need to not curse. Come on, Ryan, don't do it. But this lovely turbo, just like every one except for the most part, have these bolts to hold on. And when you want to take it off because you're like, Ryan, it's time to now powder coat this. It's wintertime. Let's get that done. Get rid of this dull look. Well, the bolts down there at the bottom always suck, and I don't want to take everything apart, just pop the intercooler pipe off, popped off this, and I'm like, that should be easy. That sucked. The one bolt sucked. I got the last two up top, always leave those tight because they're the easiest. But popping it off, just a friendly reminder, it sucks. So taking that off, just so you guys saw the last video, finally getting around to do it, just been, God, sucks. Wanted to give you guys an update on the Zinc bolts. Bad news, they can't find it. Not sure what you guys think about this, but they're offering, hey, we'll refund the money for the cost of zinking the bolts. We're sorry about that. And they said less shipping, meaning I still got to keep, they get to keep money from shipping. My problem is, you know, I don't know what to do because they literally lost. It's $140 to get it done, which was not bad. I mean, that was a great price. It was a fantastic price. They were a big shop. They're not a fly-by-night place. They're a massive shop, actually. So that's why I went with them thinking like, hey, okay, this isn't some like kid doing this at his house. Reputable. Lost half my bolts, 22 pounds worth of bolts, stuff that were specific, like stuff I'm gonna have to buy now for these. Obviously won't be, crap, you hear my voice, I'm a little angry. It won't match the zinc coating color either, so like it literally defeated the whole freaking purpose, and I don't know what to do right now. I'm really mad. It's probably gonna cost me around $300 or $400 to replace some of the stuff that they lost, very specific bolts. I'm gonna have to pay that out of pocket for stuff I didn't want to spend money on now. Like, I'm just really angry. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to keep my calm. I'm just very upset. Yeah, so I'm gonna send them a nice email. I've been very nice this whole time. Speaking with them, always like, yes sir, no ma'am, that kind of thing. Just very upset right now. Just trying to keep my cool. Some of the bolts don't matter. They're small stuff, it's whatever. I get it. You're gonna lose a few things here and there, but like, you lost massive items. Like, stuff like this is the size of my hand and you lost it. Big things, and just, yeah, it's costing me a lot of money. So I don't know what to do. I don't want to stay on this forever, but let's get back to the rest of the build here, talk about some stuff. But yeah, we're just wanted to let you guys know, can't get it, and I'm just really upset. But anyways, let's get this turbo off because I gotta get this all down to powder. Now this should, keyword should, come off pretty nicely. There we go. 6870 housing off. Put that right next to the 7675 housing. And again, you can see how this has more meat in here versus the 7675 to allow for the bigger inducer. She's so shiny. Dual ball bearing life. That has oil in it. I don't like spinning this one because it doesn't have oil ran through it. I don't like sitting there doing that. It's just not good for the bearings and stuff to it. No, it has oil and stuff greased in it. I don't like to do anything. So, all right, that's off. Now, let's get this sumbitch down to powder. Wanted to show you this real quick. You haven't seen this beautiful face in a while, so I figured I'd show my beautiful smile. Anyways, we're gonna be doing a little upgrade. Don't really need to, but I do need to, so let me show you this. AutoExtrude was kind enough to send me a new cup holder because I kind of broke the one of my wife's because I'm a Neanderthal and I'm hard on stuff. But not only did they send me a new one, it was kind of a surprise. Some of these cool turquoise keychains, look at these, 3D printed also. Got me 2 of those, put that in the car. Some stickers and a new cup holder. Now on top of it, he made the inside of the cup holder turquoise now. Thought that was really cool. The lid is also, he's also always updating. So what I want to show you is, hers isn't even an old model. Mine is the OG original. Didn't have magnets, nothing on it. The originals here, or the second version I would say, had these magnets. And now you can see this is magnetic also, but look at the finish difference. So one, the finish is nicer versus this. The other thing is too, now there's like this velvet in here, I almost want to call it. He also put the color in here, and I like the fact that this doesn't sit on here, it's actually cupped in, so when you put it on, it keeps it from sliding. Not only the magnets help, but it keeps it from sliding back and forth. Just a nice little added extra touch. So when you're not using it, the inside looks like it has a factory ashtray in it. I like that. And again, it holds it on. Actually, can I lift it? Damn near close to lifting with this. Wow, yeah, I can lift it with those magnets. So they're pretty good. Don't have to worry about flying off or anything. Again, this will fit a full-size soda or anything of that nature. But he also makes this. I have another one of these downstairs, but this is a Red Bull holder that he put the Pure Function logo in teal in. So you put this in. I don't even think I have a Red Bull, but this holds a Red Bull in place. Keeps it from sliding around, especially when you're banging gears or driving pretty quick. It's nice to have. So what we're going to do is take the old one out. Still have to finish this hog. We're gonna take the old one out of the car here and put it in. So all we have to do is pop this panel out here and we'll unscrew it and pop the new one in. It's pretty basic. So let's pop this panel out and put the new cup holder in. The other thing I want to show, see inside, just blank, nothing special. Again, is that necessary to have? No, but is it cool to have the logo? Yeah, of course. So it's very basic. Take these screws out, there, and there. And I think I actually have to take these out also. I can't remember. I don't know if you have to or we'll just slide up in. I think it actually locks in. This keeps it like locked in, these little tabs on the side. I'll find out here in a second. So let me try this. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Oh, there you go. There we go. That comes out. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. God, I'm a redneck. Oh, God. Take this one out. Oh, come on. Oh, dang, boy. Come on out of there, son. Little sling blade for you. Will this pop out now? No. I think it wants to almost. It doesn't? I want to say you have to take this all apart. Yeah, I'm not breaking that. That's not worth it. So, got to take these 4 little screws out to pop that out next, I think. Or no, is it these ones up here? Is it these guys? I think those got to come out. Let's take a look. Is this bottom of this that way? Yep, this is that way too. So those ones have to come out. All right, I got to grab those now. So I'm taking all these little ones out. Not these guys. There's ones like down in there you can't really see. And you have to use this tool. I can't use like one of my ratchets with it because it's so tucked down in there. Again, not a big deal because you're only going to do this supposedly once, unless you're a Neanderthal like me and just break stuff. I'm terrible on everything. Again, I've never broken one in my car, but for some reason I was just being a jackass and just broke it. I'm sorry for cursing. I got to stop doing that. So now it should. Yep. You have to take this out to then take this out. So that pops out in 2 separate pieces, and now I can put that back in there. But yeah, I broke that one tab off. That's why it's not staying. Idiot. All right, so now we're going to take the new one. Oh, do the same thing. We're going to kind of repeat that. So that's what keeps it kind of locked in. See the groove here? See if you see it. See this groove here, along with these tabs too. But this kind of locks it in place and keeps it from moving. So yeah, let's put that in. The only thing I had to do after I install it, which does look better with that in there, is put the little light in there. I usually leave this unplugged because I keep this open a lot and the light at night kind of gets annoying. But again, that's the purpose of this, to pop that on there. Now it doesn't really match right now. Actually it looks pretty decent. But this panel needs redone. I don't want to spray this until I have to do it because I'm going to redo all this. The color on it's not good. It's very time consuming and I just don't have the free time. I've got other projects that need finished, of course. So repainting panels that are already painted doesn't really tick off on the things that are really important to me. But that's done. Let's pop it back in the car. Now that that's completed, now we get into the stuff I really want to do. Shouldn't say that I didn't want to do it, but you know, I already had it. It's kind of those things you're repetitive. But now these are my wheel speed sensors up front. There's nothing wrong with them. They can work completely fine. I have them kind of sit in the bag so they don't get damaged up front because these sensors are expensive. But everything's going to be new on the car. Like when I mean new, like as you guys can see, every bracket, every nut, every bolt, every zinc coating, everything's going to be done. So in my head, I'm like, what else should I be doing to clean things up? So like the bolts and stuff that go through here that clamp on, I'm going to have to do something special because the new arms I'm going to get from the company P2M or PTM tuned, we'll put right here. They're sending me a full suspension arm kit for this car, which is absolutely insane. So all the upper, lower arms, every bracket, everything is going to be new, front and rear. So it makes me want to drop the rear end out of it too and get all that powder coated out too. But again, it gets to a point where you go, okay, when's enough, right? Like when do you go, okay, Ryan, slow down. Let's whoa, back up a little bit. So starting to get there a little bit now. But for this, I don't want to put this on. You see it's a little grimy. I want to take these brackets off almost and get those powder coated. But at what point do you say enough's enough? I'd have to pull it off there. This is one wire, so I can get this actually powder coated, but will this stay on the car? And again, these brackets here, I don't know if I can keep these. I think it gets to the point where these brackets will no longer work. I believe I can put this still on the wheel here, so this will stay, but the rest are like these brackets have to go with the aftermarket. These ones can stay, so I think I'm gonna pop these off real quick. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and take these off too because I won't be able to use them anymore, cut the zip ties. So if you can see here, try to be careful because I really don't want to mess these up, but you can see here they're kind of like clipped in and then they're zip tied in spots too. But I don't want to get rid of the brackets just in case. I'm going to look up, I'm going to verify because I want to keep the brackets if possible, but it's a very tight fit. It was designed for these very skinny arms. So if you guys see here, the arms on this stuff is very like thin, where the new stuff's all tubular. So I know it's not going to clamp around it. So I got to figure out either I'm going to use it, bend it out and zip tie around the clamp, or how I want to keep it so I can keep it nice and tight up against it and it doesn't damage the sensor, because that's my biggest fear, is damaging the wire for that sensor and stuff, because I need it to 100% work. So yeah, just again, I'm going over to the nitty gritty stuff now. It seems like you guys really like this. I've been getting a ton of messages lately So yeah, let me talk about that. It's freaking cold out here. Been getting a ton of messages lately about all my videos from the past and stuff, like how healthy they are. I need to say again how much that means to me, because it makes, I've been doing this much YouTube because one of the kids, with the kids, my wife, work and everything else, I'm just tired. So that stuff motivates me to do more, because I'm like, all right, if this helped this people, let's do something else that might inspire someone else. Like Paul Rosenbaum, I think I'm destroying his name, whatever, but like watching all his body shop videos, stuff like his stuff is phenomenal. So it motivates me to do more, and you guys messaging me motivates me to do more. So yeah, doing more because of that stuff. So please keep them coming. If you guys got ideas for this, again, I'm gonna try taking these brackets off. The other one here, instead of powder coating it, I might just scuff it and paint it. I know that's not ideal. Powder would be best, but I have some paint I can use here and at least scuff it, and at least so it doesn't look dirty, and I'll clean up the wire and stuff. And redress it. I might actually loom the wire. I might de-pin it up here and then put a sleeve over it just to protect it too. But we'll see. I don't want to go too crazy and then screw something up on top of it. Again, for these, I'm not sure what the heck I'm going to do to get these looking nice. These are perfect. As you can see how well it's still, I mean, there's no resistance at all. These spherical bearings are fantastic, but the company or whoever made these no longer exists. So I want to keep using these, but I'm trying to think of a way to clean them up. I can't re-zinc coat them, which you can see the zinc coatings coming off of them. Looks like it was like just stainless steel underneath anyhow, but I'll use new nuts, so those don't matter. The threads don't matter, they're all clean there too. The only thing that matters is trying to get this body. So is that spray paint you think is okay for that, guys? I'll obviously tape off around the bearing area on both of them and then spray it. Again, the thread doesn't matter either, as these are, once they're adjusted and they're set, I don't need to readjust them. They're set and they need to stay like this. They're set up perfect, allow the right amount adjusted, so I'm happy. So I don't need to repaint them in any shape, way, or form. I need suggestions for that. What is this stuff here? Fender plastic. Oh, these are for all the plastics and stuff. I should have sent all these bolts out to be zinc coated. I probably would have lost half of them, so it's a good thing I didn't. What are these? Shock top. There's a titanium shock top nuts. Engine bay plugs. What is this? These are the radiator mounts. They did order new front tow hooks, so I won't be reusing those. I just wanted new ones. Again, those should be zinc coated, but I'm afraid to send them out now after what happened. Here's my other thing. I laugh. So they have the airbags on this. And again, this is gonna be dumb, but the driver's side airbag doesn't work. And then the passenger side technically still works, but I don't like it working because if it explodes and goes in your face, they're strapped to it now because they're 30 years old. I'm afraid of going off is actually gonna cause more damage than good. So I've thought about unplugging all of this the whole way back into the car, plugging the hole there, because these are the impact sensors. There's 2 yellow sensors in these corners. I unplugged it there, so we were doing some of the body work. I'm not sure what your guys' thought process is on that, but all that stuff doesn't work, and there's only 2 airbags in the car. Always seatbelts and stuff, but I'm like, I don't want them going off. The driver's side one doesn't work. The only one that does work is the passenger, which is my wife or whoever in the car. Put the kids in the car. I don't want that going off and smacking them in the face if it's too old. I don't think I can buy a new airbag, because there is a lifespan on airbags, believe it or not. After so long, they are to be replaced. So that's another thing I want some feedback from you guys on. I also talked to Lisa Kubo, who works with McLeod Clutches, and they're going to be kind enough to upgrade this clutch for me. This is the regular RXT, which is good for about 800 foot-pounds, which I think I might be able to get with, maybe, but we're going to go ahead and upgrade this to the 1,000 foot-pound setup. So they're going to take the same clutch, upgrade the discs and all that stuff, refinish everything, send it back to me, and then I'll get the better version of it, right? So it works out really well. Excuse me. So I'm happy about that, just because it gives me a brand new clutch. I could put this back in. If you guys saw one of my old videos, I spec'd this out and it was within new spec still, which is crazy. But putting a brand new disc, brand new everything in will make me feel a little bit better, as installing it, I don't have to worry about it as much. So stoked on that. So it should hold everything, and that's 1,000 foot-pounds at the wheels. They rate everything at the tire. So that should be plenty. The car should make around 1,100 to 1,200, as long as that fuel system can keep up. That's the biggest thing, injectors and the fuel system. Really need bigger injectors, but I'm kind of at that point that it should be dual rail, but I didn't want dual rail, so I'm in that weird spectrum right now. So put the brackets back together. I'm gonna have to put zip tie here. This has like a little rubber foam piece on it from the factory. Actually, I think it held in place just fine, but it had it there for a reason. And then it clamps there. All I did is bent this out and bent it back in. I was worried about the paint chipping, but again, same paint, very flexible. Stuff's amazing. I swear by this stuff. Again, I'll show you guys the shit. Here's what I use this time. I use gloss black. Use their color coat. Usually I use trim black for everything, but I use their color coat this time, which is that part number there. Fantastic. Gloss black worked great. And yeah, the only downside is I even hit this with brake cleaner, it's just like stained like that. I'm gonna try to hit a little bit more, but I don't wanna go too crazy and degrade or ruin the sheathing on this because this is a very sensitive item. Noise and all that stuff is not a great thing, so I wanna keep that to a minimum. So it won't be perfect down there, but at least the brackets are new. Eliminated that one there, and these ones are black. So it'll go in the car like this. So this is what you'll see. You won't see the back side of the wiring. You'll see it like that, and then this will be zip tied. Probably zip tie it right here to the mount, and then this will be free, kind of like it is from the factory too, and then it bolts right to the hub then. So I'll just use one zip tie, maybe two, just to make sure it doesn't move, and I'll put it on the area where it has extra cushion, not just the wire itself. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. It just, I could have left the way it was, but might as well go a little bit nicer. Now I just got the hubs in. These are from Rock Auto. You can order them up there. I think it was 140 bucks. This is thanks to Built to Perfection. He did a great video on it. I have nothing in this, so go watch his video. I'm gonna link it down below. Built to Perfection, very in depth. The only thing is, I hate your videos, Frankie, because they're always so dark. That stupid GoPro camera. Just want to reiterate that, how much I hate that camera. Yeah, but the video is great. He goes over everything in depth for the front and rear. I'm only doing the front, but this is the kit I bought. He bought the Timkins setup, and then you got a couple other part numbers. If you watch his video, it kind of goes over all this stuff, but they offer this kit on there. This is for the front. My understanding is the rear is a lot more of a pain in the ass, and there's not a kit for that from Rock Auto, but there is for this. Comes with everything, hubs, bearing, all new seals, all that good stuff. Comes with a new nut and everything. Stud's already in it. Now the only thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take brake cleaner to this. I'll put grease or lithium grease back on this just so it doesn't rust, but I want to paint all this area here. So I'm going to hit it all with brake cleaner, clean out the inside of this too, on both of them, and hit it with paint, because if not, after all this work, everything will be beautiful. The backside of this is going to rust the first time it gets out, washed a couple times, it'll start to corrode. So at least want to do the backside and round to the top lip. The face, I really don't want to paint, just for the fact that it's where the wheel clamps to, or the brake clamps. Well, I don't think that's going to hurt anything per se. So maybe I'll tape off the studs, paint the whole face of that. Now I want to stay away from this because this is where it rides at. The wheels are machined to fit on there directly. So we'll be getting another set of Volano wheels. And unlike even work wheels and all that stuff, I think HRE does this and some of the bigger names, but these wheels were machined for Supra hubs. So there's no hub centric ring with this or anything. It's actually machined for a Supra hub ring. So I want to make sure I don't put paint or anything on that and ruin it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and tape those both up, and then I think that's how I'm going to finish out this video. Actually, I'm going to finish out this video ahead of time. You'll see what these look like in the next one. I don't got enough time to edit all this, and I haven't got you guys a video in a while, so I apologize. This is either going to turn out great or horrible. It doesn't need to be perfect on the front side of it. Taped a lot of that off just because, again, I'm just worried. It doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to make sure I get the edge of this. Not even the edge, it's really just the back side of it that matters the most. But I don't really care. So just the backside of it is the only thing I really care about, keeping it from corroding stuff. And I wanted to tape, right here is where it really presses into, but I want to tape down because it's still inside the hub area, so I don't want to take any chances. So just going to paint it like that. Going to hit it with an adhesion promoter first, trying to keep hitting it with brake cleaner here too and make sure it doesn't feel greasy anymore, but even the grease from my hand, I want to get that off. Get some new rags here and then clean this up, see how this turns out, but see how it looks now. See what it looks like when I'm done with it. I lied. So that's what it looks like now. I didn't do the whole front of it, so you can see some of the overspray on the edges of it there, but it didn't matter. I just wanted to keep it off the center. Why it didn't even matter, just need to really keep it off that hub ring area because the inside of that could be painted too, but once it's bolted up, it don't matter anyways. The bearing comes down and sits on this edge here, so the rest of this is where the dust shield and some other stuff sits. It doesn't really matter. I looked at some pictures of people powder coated and they kind of had it up to a certain edge here, but I kept it down far enough so it doesn't matter. But that's what it looks like. Again, this would be great if it would stay like this, but it's going to rust. It's just bare metal that has oil all over this thing, top to bottom. So the minute it sees any air and we start washing it and get degreaser in there, it's going to eat away at that. So I just wanted to stay nice as long as it can. Eventually this will chip off too, maybe years from now. Might last a long time. I don't know. I guess it depends on the heat and stuff. But this stuff's supposed to work pretty darn well. So we'll see. It'll either chip off and last or it won't. We'll find out. I do like that it has studs in it. Someone's gonna say, why not put ARPs in it? Just don't think it's necessary yet. They're brand new studs. I ran factory studs on the car before. Now the rear, I am gonna knock out the studs and put ARPs there, but for the fronts, I'm gonna leave factory for now.